Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we have a very special list for you guys. In today's video we're going to be playing Historic Brawl with NIV-MIZZET Reborn as our commander. It's going to be a very mid-rangey list that's a sort of control slash removal slash just a board presence, and we've got a lot going on with this list. Of course, before we start the video here, I would like to state that I have scoured the entire YouTube for NIV-MIZZET Reborn videos, right? And I've seen a tons of lists that has to do with this card here. But I personally think, and that's without bragging or anything, I think I have the best NIV-MIZZET Reborn list to date, right? It's very updated, and it has just a ton of things going on here. So I looked at a ton of lists, right, from tons of creators, and I think I have the most versatile list so far. And let's break it down, right? We have a ton of banned cards, which are broken cards, and we have a ton of removal, we have a ton of board presence, and just a lot going on here, right? So we have your pretty straightforward four here. Curse of Silence taxes your opponent's commander, wash away counters your opponent's commander for 1 mana. Thoughtseize here is a very good addition for me because it takes any card from their hand for a mere 2 life. And Veil of Summer is another banned card here that we can battle out counter spells with. So Veil of Summer for 1 mana is just such a broken card, right? We also have one Underworld Breach, mainly because a lot of the cards here that we are going to use, they're just going to enter our graveyard. So Underworld Breach here helps us get them back in the later game and replay them. Since, for example, if we lose a Assassin's Trophy, for example, we don't have another one in the list, so Underworld Breach does a very good job. Also, it works really well with the rest of the deck, right, synergy wise. We have one Dovin's Veto, one Scheming Fence. Scheming Fence has been performing pretty decently for me. It battles other Planeswalkers, for example, like other commanders. It can shut off a Planeswalker commander if that's their commander, so it does a very good job. Also, it can target something like a Prismatic Bridge here as well. We have one D-Spark, which is pretty straightforward. Dire Tactics. We have Vanishing Verse, Bind to Secrecy to counter something or copy something from our opponent's graveyard. We also have Thought Erasure here. We have Tyrant Scorn, Expressive Iteration. We have Croxa, which we can escape later on thanks to our Tameo here, and among other things as well. We have Assassin's Trophy, Justice Strike, Lightning Helix, Rip Apart to get rid of artifacts and enchantments like the Prismatic Bridge, for example. Growth Spiral. We also have Arcane Signet and Cold Steel Heart. We're also running Widespread Thieving, which is an insane card with NIV-MIZZET, of course. Kato here, it's a pretty straightforward Planeswalker that can cycle through our hand to hopefully ditch the cards that we don't need against a certain matchup and find other ones. One Ionize as a counter spell. Prismari Command is also pretty good against all these mana rocks and everything that's kind of troubling artifact wise. Also these early commanders, for example Sithis or something like that would have like a 2 toughness level, right? One Bedevil, one Putrefy, one Domri. Domri here is for our blue matchups, right? And Domri makes NIV-MIZZET uncounterable basically. One Clothis here. Clothis can help us ramp in a way. It can help us clear graveyards, also gain us life, and a constant drain at every turn, right? Deafening Clarion, board wipe. Kiora here has been insane, right? Kiora ramps us up into our Prismatic Bridge, ramps us up into our NIV-MIZZET a turn early. Also, you draw a card every time you play NIV-MIZZET or a 4-powered creature like Polochronos here, which is pretty insane, right? So Kiora has been an ace card for me. Kasmina here, and I like Kasmina because we are running a Planeswalker package within the list, and also once we ultimate Kasmina, we can get Inspired Ultimatum, which is my target for Kasmina, which is pretty good. Chromatic Lantern, Celestis here, and we have one Moonveil Regent because Moonveil Regent is a draw 5. If you have a Moonveil Regent and a relatively empty hand, you play NIV-MIZZET, you get cards off of the NIV-MIZZET, and you get cards off of the Moonveil Regent, and now all of a sudden you have like so many cards in hand, right? Wilderness Reclamation is another banned card. I like Wilderness Reclamation in this list because we have a lot of instants, right? So even if you were to tap, once you resolve this card and you have card advantage, you have a lot of cards in hand, you'll start to gain so much control, right? This card is very good control-wise because it untaps all your lands at the end step, and then now you can hold up stuff. So you can spend all of your mana during your turn making stuff happen, and then not worry about keeping anything open because everything will be open at the end step, right? Which is pretty crazy. We have one binding here for spot removal. Binding is very necessary. One Culling Ritual. This card shuts down Sithis pretty well, and it's been performing very, very good for me. One Polochronos Unchained here. This is mainly for creature decks. And also to escape it later on in the game. This is a very grindy card, and I like it with Tamiyo because Tamiyo fills up our graveyard to escape them later on with Kroxa or with Polochronos. Also, Tamiyo can make our Underworld Breach pretty insane, right? So we have multiple ways like Tamiyo and Underworld Breach to get our cards back from the graveyard, no matter what they are, whether it's an instant, sorcery, planeswalker, whatever it is, we can get it back, we can escape it, or fetch it back with Tamiyo here and replay it, right? So we have recursion within the list. One key to the archive, pretty straightforward. Prismatic Bridge here, of course, because we are running creatures and planeswalkers. One Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, very broken card. One Time Wipe as an additional board wipe along with Begin Anew and Deafening Clarion. We're also running Kaya the Inexorable. Being able to put a ghost form counter on NIV-MIZZET is just insane for me. Ashiok here is very straightforward, very versatile, and good 5 mana planeswalker here. One Golos here as well because we're running a hefty top end that can be a bit broken. Also, it can fetch us our one copy of World Tree within our list to fix our mana. Golos is a very broken card. One Garrett Cursed Huntsman, very good top end here for me. Casualties of War is pretty straightforward. It can end games, right? Kami War here as well does a pretty good job, and if you can get a Kami War with Golos for free, it's pretty insane, right? One Coma Cosmos Serpent that we can fetch with NIV-MIZZET, and then one Ruinous Ultimatum in which we can clear our opponent's board. And I also like Kasmina here with other planeswalkers because let's say if you have an Ashiok and instead of ultimating the Ashiok with its own ultimate, if you have a Kasmina on the battlefield, you can ultimate it with Kasmina's ultimate, which we can fetch Ruinous Ultimatum and clears your opponent's entire board, which is kind of crazy here. And then we finish it off with Inspired Ultimatum here. Ultimatums are some of my favorite cards of all time, so I have to include them in a 5-colored list, of course. So I like Inspired Ultimatum here, mainly for the card advantage, and also it deals 5 and gains 5 life, so it has a bit of tempo here as well. Within the mana base, we're running everything, right? We're running everything. We're running Triomes, we're running Shock lands, we're running lands that come in untapped or come in tapped unless we control a swamp or a mountain. So these lands are instantly really good with Triomes because Triomes specify that this land is, for example, a swamp, a mountain, and a forest. We're also running one Forsaken Crossroad, one Command Tower, and one World Tree here. So far the list has been very, very crazy. Let's take a look at the list stats and go from there. I just want to show you the stats real quick. Still loading. So yeah, the list has been pretty crazy for me so far. Let's go Brawl and let's go NIV-MIZZET Reborn. Okay, NIV-MIZZET Historic Brawl. So I went 11-2 with this list, which is pretty crazy for me. I lost 2 matches against Sithis apparently, and all the other ones I won, right? I beat Prismatic Bridge twice. I beat I think that was Brawl. I beat Tasha, Torbran. What was it? Is it one? I kind of forgot. I also beat I wonder what that was. I kind of forgot as well. Anyway, we beat Galta here as well. We went 9-2. We lost 2 matches against Sithis, and we won a match against Sithis, and we mainly lost because we just didn't find our right answers here. So these are the adjustments that I've made in the deck. I had Final Payment, I had Angrath's Rampage, I had Black Market Tycoon, Guild Globe, Mimic here, I had Ornithopter of Paradise, which is not a bad card. I only removed it to include more stuff. I had Mortify here as well. I had Wandering Mind, Ring, Skyclave Relic. I didn't need all these mana rocks here because we are running a lot of lands. We had the Fairy here, as well as the Sunset, which was unnecessary, Solar Blaze, which I replaced, and also Firemind Vessel here, Scarab God, Azor as our top ends, which we really did not need because we have a lot of game finishers here, or game enders, right? So we're also running 44 lands, which could be quite a lot for a lot of you, but it's a 5-color deck that like constantly requires lands, right? And even if you hit your lands and you cast your NIV-MIZZET Reborn, you need to hit more lands. You have big stuff, and you have stuff that are very costly, like Coma, like 2 green and 2 blue, like Begin Anew, like 2 green and 2 white, and you have your ultimatums here as well. And in case you don't find your Chromatic Lantern or your World Tree, you need your lands, right? You absolutely need your lands. So for me, instead of running mana rocks and relying on them, I'm gonna run lands and rely on hitting lands comfortably. Even if we start with a 2-land hand, it's very likely for us to top deck lands and top deck many lands, which is very good for me here. I like that. The list has been performing very well. Of course, you can change up the cards and include something like Mortify and like all these other spot removal. Mortify could be pretty good against Prismatic Bridge as well, which sometimes we have trouble of dealing with if we don't open good, but it's very easy for us to find a removal for cards like that, right? And also we have a ton of disruption. All you need is a curse that puts them way behind, and it's now a 7-mana Prismatic Bridge that's kind of hard to cast even with the ramp, because you're also going to be doing stuff, holding stuff up and doing a bunch of things, right? So that does it for the list. I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. We have a lot of games here. It's been very good for me. I've always wanted a NIV-MIZZET Reborn list, and I think I have the best NIV-MIZZET Reborn list on YouTube. I personally do. I scoured every video. I looked at every list, even on EtherHub. I think I have the best NIV-MIZZET Reborn list here, mainly because of the amount of early interaction, the amount of removal, and the amount of like really game breaking cards that we have here as well, right? The ultimatums are no joke. Our planeswalkers are all pretty good and they do something here. Kaya can even exile a Prismatic Bridge, for example, which is very good. We won against Golos as well, but that was like on my phone, so it didn't count on Untapped. So yeah, with that being said, enjoy the video. Make sure you check out all the links down in the description. If you do, you can become a patron, which helps support the channel in an amazing way. Also join the channel so we can stream every day. If we reach 200 members, I'll be streaming every single day. And yeah, support the channel in any way. It's all greatly appreciated. And with that being said, I'll see you guys later with another video. Okay, bye. So we're playing against Tasha, which should be very interesting. What do we think about this hand? I mean, this hand theoretically is a pretty good hand, right? We're gonna miss red here, I think. We don't have black, we have to choose, so I guess we keep this and we find out. Alright, so this is pretty good. I'm gonna play this tapped here. Okay, go for the Fabled Passage, fetch a black source, I believe. Yep. They play Luxury here, so pretty much there might be a lot of planeswalkers here, huh? Alright. Okay. So far it's decent, I guess. Malevolent Hermit. Nice. Alright. Alright, so we kind of need to deal with this, to be honest. So what I'm going to do here, play this on white. Yeah, we have to deal with that. The mana isn't very promising. They foretold as well. We drew Deafening Clarion here, but I think this is going to have to be on blue. So you can use Growth Spiral at least, right? And resolve a Kasmina here. Nice. GG's. Pretty easy. Alright, we're playing against Essica, of course, but at least we have D-Spark in this opening hand here. Our hand isn't good at all, actually, but we'll try to make it work here. We have Kasmina, have our own Essica. We're just hoping for the D-Spark to work, right? So I'm gonna keep this here. Gonna play this tapped. Alright, Kiora is pretty decent here for the ramp, I guess. I guess we play this on green and then this on white or black, maybe. Curse of Silence should be pretty good. So I guess we play this on white here and we play Curse of Silence here. They have Brainstorm, sure. Prismatic. Okay, so it has to be Essica. Essica, God of the Tree. Alright. That's something. I think we play Kiora first, right? Then we just pass. We do need a black source desperately here. But at least it puts the... Okay, they go after the curse here. Yeah. Okay. Wilderness Reclamation. Sure. Nice. Alright, and Dire Tactics. So we haven't drawn a black source. Wow. Man, are you serious? You can't be serious. Alright. We got Lisa. Okay. So they're playing the creature version of the Prismatic Bridge here. Alright. We're gonna despark the Prismatic Bridge. Okay, they surveil. So far, so bad. Yeah, they surveilled again. Sure. They surveil again. Yeah, they can do that for a long time now. Yeah, they're just surveilling a lot, actually. Wow. Really? That's pretty decent for us, I guess. All lands off the top. They're probably running a ton of lands here. Oh wow, down to 9. What's wrong with you, opponent? Yeah, now they found something. Yeah, well, they're surveilling like that because Lisa's gonna gain them life, right? Alright. Opt. Sure. Okay, let's see what they want to do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Legendary spells. Exile 2 legendary cards from your graveyard until each legendary. Play this card from your graveyard. Okay. Veil of Summer. Alright. And Time Wipe. Sure. That's pretty good for us, I guess. Arcane Signet is fine. Elspeth. Really? Okay. Sure. So they're playing a combination of creatures and planeswalkers here. That's fine. Let's see what they get here. Probably end up killing Elspeth anyway with Lightning Helix. They got a land, of course. Scryed one to the top, which is something. We kind of need Essica, right? Sure. They're attacking into NIV? Really? They do have something, it seems like. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Alright, let's play Ashiok. And that's game. We're gonna return Lisa, kill Vraska, and then we untap with the Veil of Summer. Right? They play their Essica most likely, but then what? Yeah, they can kill my Ashiok with the Kethis here, but it doesn't really matter. I have Teferi, and I used Teferi for the Prismatic Bridge there. Nice. Alright, we're playing against the first Sliver. 5 mana commander. Okay, so how do we like this hand here? Justice Strike, Rip Apart. Guess we keep this. Okay. Okay. Alright, that's pretty good for us here, I think. White, we have red. I guess we go for another red source here. And then we growth spiral if they don't have anything. Yeah, they're growth spiraling themselves. So they might have the first Sliver next turn. We have Justice Strike. Okay. Alright, so they're making a big play here. Golos? Golos should be fine here. Okay. It's pretty good that they don't have a land, right? They didn't hit a land drop yet. Enter Stabbed. Sure. Huh. So red, blue. Alright. Let's go for the iteration here. Arcane Signet and the land and Curse of Silence. These are all very, very good. I think if we take the Arcane Signet, we play the pathway here? Or what if we take the pathway and the Curse of Silence here? We also need to deal with the Golos, right? So deal with Golos. I guess we take the land and the Curse of Silence here. To hand, to deck, to exile. Yeah. We're going to play the land here. We're going to play Curse of Silence here as well. Although, yeah, we can do that. Alright, let's play Rip Apart. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Destroy the Golos. Play Curse of Silence. The first sliver. Very good turn for us here, I think. Key to the Archive helps them ramp. So we need to hold up Justice Strike, right? Because they have the first sliver, possibly next turn. Although it does cost 7, but with one land drop, they probably do have it, right? So I think here, for us, we can play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we do need to ramp here, though. I'm going to play Chromatic Lantern here. And just pass. It does fix our mana here. We don't need NIV anytime soon here. They play the first sliver, take action. Yeah, we're gonna draw. Why not? Explore is fine for them, right? That's pretty good. So we have Casualties of War. Alright. Let's kill the World Tree here. And that's game. Nice. GG's. So we're playing against Torbrand, which is possibly a very explosive deck, right? But we have Tyrant Scorn, we have Clothis as well. Okay, this could be our black source that we're missing. So I guess 2 tapped lands, but it's whatever. Wash Away should be pretty good against the Torbrand here, right? Alright, this is also very, very good here, but I think we play the tapped land here, I think. And we pick black. Curse of Silence can go away for now. Alright, so this is our red, this is our blue, and that's our green or white. So far, nothing. We drew the white source. That's pretty good. Alright, I think we do need to get the Clothis down here, I think. But we don't have anything in the graveyard so far, but let's just get the Clothis down, get it out of the way here, so that, you know, we're still 1 turn away from the Torbrand, right? Alright. Yeah, they're prepping here. I wonder what it is. It might not be a... Okay, just gonna pass here. Gonna wash away the Torbrand here. I think it might be like a top end kind of red deck, right? Goblins. Interesting. Okay. Let's kill that. This gives all the other goblins haste. Just kind of scary, to be honest. Alright, what I'm gonna do here is just play this tapped and pass. Not gonna play the Ashiok just yet. Create 4 goblin creature tokens. Okay, so this is kind of problematic for us, right? I mean, does it matter? Sure, whatever. Yeah, so it does seem like they're playing goblins here. We do need to hold up one blue source at least, which we are. And we also need to find some answers. These are all pretty good here. So Scheming Fence or Dovin's Veto. I think we're gonna go for Dovin's Veto here. We're gonna discard the land here as well, because it's very likely for us to draw lands, right? We do have double white and double green. No, we currently only have double white or double green, which is fine. We can fix it with Arcane Signet. Drawing Begin anew is pretty good. Pull Chronos here is very good against creatures as well. And I'm going to counter their Torbrand here, which should be game, I think, for them. Most people scoop anyway, I think. Alright, so far so good. Nice. So we either make mana. I think I will. Green mana. And play Polochronos here since they're a creature deck. Alright, and we play Arcane Signet to end hold up Vanishing Verse here for a possible Torbrand next turn. 3/6, yeah, they might have it. We're gonna attack with our Mizzet. Okay, we're gonna pass. Pretty good. Very decisive turn here. Yeah, and that's game. They can't get out of it. They know about the verse. They can't play their Torbrand anymore. GG's. Alright, we're playing against Essica again. So this is our white source here, I'm guessing. This has to be our black, right? Which makes this kind of... We'll see. We'll see. Alright, Scheming Fence, Vanishing Verse. They're taking a mulligan here aggressively. Alright, we play that tapped. I think we're gonna Growth Spiral next turn. It's a pretty good draw here, which means this has to be our black and this is our white. I do like this draw though. It unlocks our Growth Spiral here. This is going to be our white for our Curse of Silence. Let's see if they have interaction for this. Apparently not. We're going to play this tapped here for white. We're going to take a Scry as well. Another land here, which I think I'm going to bottom that, to be honest. We have a red source within that. That's pretty good here. Alright. Curse of Silence. Essica, God of the Tree. Puts them back drastically here. I'm going to play this tapped as well. Alright, next turn we need to play NIV-MIZZET here. Alright, so turn 4 NIV-MIZZET. Pretty good. That's our white, red, green. I think we got it. Yep. Alright, so they have a response for Niv here, but we did need... Hopefully we can top deck something good for NIV-MIZZET, right? Alright, we gain life, take action, sure. Alright, so these are all pretty good. It's either Garrick, Polochronos, Culling Ritual, or Binding. Which one do we take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we take Garrick, right? Although Binding can be pretty good against them. Vanishing Verse doesn't get the job done against them, right? So I guess for now we take Garrick, just so we can have something on the battlefield. And we can figure it out later with the Prismatic Bridge. They're still very far behind on the bridge here, unless they killed Curse of Silence somehow. They're missing their red mana. Watery Grave. Let's try to resolve Garrick here, which resolves. Pretty good. Alright, so they might have something for Garrick here, which is understandable. Fateful Absence. That's appropriate for them. Alright, that's fine. We have plenty of ways to get stuff back from the graveyard within our list, so I'm not worried if we lose something, right? They're still they're still at 2 turns away. Ashiok. Ashiok is interesting here. Alright, this is a very good draw for us, right? We're gonna Scheming Fence the Ashiok here. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. Garrick. Can't have Garrick resolve, right? Which is very unfortunate here. Yeah, they're playing the Planeswalker version of Prismatic Bridge here, I think. And that's game. Yeah, pretty easy. Very, very easy. Once you counter their things, you have interaction for them, they have nothing anymore, right? So I kept the Bind to Secrecy for the Prismatic Bridge here, but Garrick cannot resolve, right? We can play NIV-MIZZET next turn and try to find something else for the Esco, right? Pretty easily. So GG. Okay, we're playing against Golta Primal Hunger with a relatively bad hand here, mainly because of the lands. I think I do really like this hand if it had more lands in it, but this is also pretty scary here. I think we have to take another mulligan here. Alright, so we're strictly finding 2 lands only, right? And this hand is almost unplayable. So we take what? What do we take out of this? Probably the Kaya, right? Let's hope to draw some lands here. Start with just Para Sentinel. Gonna play that tapped. Alright, a Fabled Passage, which means maybe a no turn 2 play here. It's very unfortunate that we weren't able to find a hand that had more than 2 lands here, but it's okay. I think we're gonna draw into them here pretty comfortably. So, Dire Tactics is not going to come down. I think we have to play this tapped. We're going to play a little slow here, but I think once we get to the Prismatic Bridge, it should be fine. Although Kiora is going to be really vulnerable here, I think. That's their ramp. Add 1 mana of any color, sure. Alright. Play Command Tower here. Play Kiora, and what we do here is we untap our Command Tower to play Curse of Silence, and we name Golta, right? Primal Hunger. Make it cost way more than it already does. They have a way to ramp, which we need to deal with. We really need to deal with that. Alright, so far, Lotus Cobra gets down, sure. Have ways to make mana. Yeah, they're going to ramp more into the north. Is pretty good for them. Add a green source here. Alright, so nothing so far. Pretty good. Can we go for Prismatic Bridge here? We need a black source, right? You need a black source. So this is going to be black, white, green, red, blue. Alright, let's go for the Prismatic Bridge here. And hopefully they don't have enchantment removal in hand. Alright. That's game. Man, that's too easy. Like, what's wrong with these players? Play the game. Yeah, they see this. They can't even kill Kiora. We're going to resolve Niv next turn. We're going to resolve Niv next turn. We're going to draw off of the Kiora. Kiora helped us ramp into a turn 4 Prismatic Bridge, which is just insane, right? Kiora is an insane card here for me. Alright, we're playing against Lonus, which is most likely a combo deck, right? We're starting with a 2-land hand that's not keepable at all for me. Yeah, 4-lander. We have Polochronos, D-Spark. I'm gonna keep this. We have good, very, very good lands here as well. Play the Triumph first, of course. Played Lonus here. Okay, we're gonna de-spark that. I think this is our blue, this is our black. Okay, let's put them back as much as possible. Cultivate. Okay, so I think next turn we're gonna play a tap land, play Croxa. We've got nothing, right? So that's all we can do. So it's a creature deck as well, which, okay, Bedevil is a very good one here. So we're gonna play Croxa here. Let's see what they want to discard. Possibly a land, right? Yeah, they were highlighting it, sure. Play that and pass. Okay. Lonus again. And protection. Very, very interesting. We're gonna name this black. Gonna try to kill that. They might have protection for it. Dive down, yeah. They do have protection for it. That puts us way behind, right? Okay, they play a creature, they investigate. Okay. Okay. So what do we do here? I guess we just go for Niv and try to find some answers. What are we missing? Guess we have all our colors, yeah. Let's just go for Niv. Okay. So we can buy back our removal with Tamio. Alright, that's pretty good for them. Sure. Is this 4 mana? It's 3 mana and 2 mana, sure. Alright, so what we do here, I like Prismari command here. Auto pay. We're gonna sacrifice here, I think. We got Essica. Okay. We're in a terrible spot here at the moment. Hydroid Crisis. Yikes. Alright, that's very good for them, right? So that's technically 2 mana, even though they spent for it. Begin anew should be good here. Yeah, they might have protection for that, which sucks. Okay. That's pretty good. Alright. So, what we do here, I think, either play Polo-Chronos here or play Tamiyo here, I think, and get the Prismatic Bridge back. Get the Prismatic Bridge back. And that should be very good for us. For now, at least. We have D-Spark, so we're ready for anything big that they might want to play here. Alright, they played that. Sure, they have 3 mana left. I think we're gonna need to protect our Tamiyo here. Risen Reef, sure. Command Tower. Alright, so we need to be very, very careful here. I'm going to Expressive Iteration in hopes of finding something here. Golos, I'm going to keep to hand. To deck, to exile. And play an untapped land here. And then Clarion. No, it's Deafening, right? Deafening Clarion, yep. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That leaves us with D-Spark. Let's be very careful about this. We need to protect our Tamiyo, right? I think that's the best play for me. This way we hold up D-Spark, right? For whatever they play. You never know. Let's see what they got. Okay. Look at the top 5 card. You may put a land card from it onto the battlefield. The rest, okay. Sure. Okay. A lot of small creatures here. We have to be very, very careful. So they have X equals 3. Okay, but they might easily whiff, right? It says reveals top X card. You may put an online permanent card with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield. That player puts the rest on the bottom of their library. Okay. Yeah, a lot of small creatures. Okay. So far so good though. They might want to sacrifice. Okay, Sensor goes away. Sure. Bounce spell? That's pretty bad. If it's a bounce spell. Nothing. Okay. That's a pretty good draw. Let's try to resolve that. See what they get off the top. I think that's our best play for now. Yeah, they might sacrifice all 4 of them. They take the draw here instead What? Why don't you just sacrifice them and try to look? You can sacrifice all 3 of them now. That's GG's. Nice. Yeah, Ruinous Ultimatum just puts them way behind, right? And they're left with 2 cards in hand, and they know that we're running a lot of like instances sorceries. So even if they were to sacrifice these 3, their Lonus was most likely to whiff here. So pretty good so far for us. Pretty very good here. We can also buy back the Ruinous Ultimatum with Tamio, which is insane, right? So far so good for me. The list is just insane.